There's just something about the pre-rut that gets the blood pumping.
Oh, thank you, God.
Team member Matt Opright lives and hunts in northern Iowa, and through the years, he's tagged some dandy bucks using an effective hang and hunt strategy. Like many across the Midwest, Matt had experienced a severe drought during the late summer and early fall, and when season opened, water was a limited resource. Matt had identified a pond that had a lot of deer activity and sign around the edges. That pond was a limited resource, and deer were obviously coming to drink at the pond. During mid-October, Matt slid in close to this pond that happened to butt right up next to quality cover. And during this time, bucks were still on that food cover water pattern, those patterns between resources. And Matt knew that limited resource tucked right next to cover might be the key to seeing or tagging a buck. So he slid in one afternoon, got right there close to the bedding area, and once you know it, at last light, he saw a nice buck get out of his bed and start working towards the pond. Unfortunately, that buck never offered Matt a shot opportunity, but was a great illustration of how during the early season, when deer are on those patterns or hunting near a limited resource, if you can position yourself as a hunter really close to the cover, that bedding area, you're likely going to see bucks during shooting light. Matt continued to hunt as his schedule allowed, and he had some great encounters with some good-looking bucks. During one of Matt's hunts, he put the prime to work and he tagged a big old doe to restock venison for the family freezer.
Went down, got the doe, got her tagged. Successful hunt, a nice big mature doe. Got a lot of doe in the area, so it doesn't hurt to take a few out.
Matt was having some great encounters while he hunted, but he was seeing some dandy bucks on his Moultrie mobiles. Matt had positioned several of his Moultrie mobiles along travel corridors and pinch points, the edge of where the timber meets an ag field or where it bottlenecks down into a little hedgerow. Those bottlenecks and pinch points, they were great locations for Matt to create mock scrapes. And as that pre-rut heats up, scrape activity increases. And scrapes within bottlenecks and travel corridors are great locations for trail cameras and great hunting locations. During the afternoon of October 31st, Halloween, Matt was looking for a treat. He was doing a hang and hunt right on the point of a small block of timber where it kind of hourglassed down in the ag field. He suspected this would be a crossing or a pinch point as bucks were cruising from timber to timber or traveling in the ag field between the two blocks of timber. Matt had the right idea for the time of year, the pre-rut, when bucks are moving more during daylight hours, putting steps in, looking for those first receptive does, checking scrapes. Those travel corridors and the pinch points within those corridors are key. However, Matt was about 100 yards off of that pinch point. He observed multiple bucks crossing just to the north. That didn't bother Matt. He used that information to plan his next hunt. Being mobile is a huge advantage, and on his way out that night, Matt located a tree about 100 yards to the north. He had it picked out, and he knew that was the tree he was going to be sitting in the next day. The following day, a south-southeast wind was forecast. Matt was able to approach from the north, slide in with very little disturbance to the area, to that new tree stand location where he had seen those bucks cross the afternoon before.
It's about noon here. It's November 1st. I'm slipping in here to do a hang and hunt. Hunted this area last night and watched a lot of buck traffic in this certain area, so packed everything up. Going to slip in now. I got everything with me. We'll get set up here in the tree, so we're gonna be as quiet as we can and get up here. Kind of eyed this spot last night when I left, so take me just a little bit, go nice and slow, and we'll get set up here for the evening.
It was still early during the hunt when Matt saw a nice buck come out of the timber, run across the field, and head into the cover on the other side. It was a great start to the hunt. It wasn't long after that, Matt heard something behind him in the thick cover. It was way too thick for a shot, which can happen on hanging hunts. You can't have all your lanes prepared because you want to go in with minimal disturbance. But Matt was patient. He saw that big set of antlers really close. He held tight and was hoping that buck or another buck would drift out into the open and give him a shot opportunity. About 5:30 that afternoon, Matt spotted a doe pop out of that cover and start working down the edge right in range. If you listen carefully, you can hear some deep grunts behind that doe. It was so thick, Matt didn't know what was going to pop out, but he was ready. Self-filming hunts are always a challenge, but you add in another layer, the pre-rut, when bucks are moving faster than normal, and it can be difficult to capture all the action. Unfortunately, just as Matt was getting ready to draw his bow, that buck steps out of frame. Not to worry, the mega meat hit the mark and the buck was down within sight.
That is awesome. Came in yesterday and hunted, and so all the traffic was on this side, just a little further down, more north. So we pulled that set. Came in today at noon, hung this stand, hung this whole set up here, trimmed it out, saw a couple really nice bucks, kept hearing him thrashing back there and grunting, and she got behind me and came in and investigated it, and he started to come, and you hear her, she'll whistle, or just go a little spooked, but she didn't run off, and he stayed there and watched her. And then he came, and I don't know if that's a 25-yard shot. I'm burst sight here too, so I'm gonna have to try to range him first. Just hit the button, let it calibrate, and pick my spot. But just drilled him. That G5 mega meat put him right down. I mean, he's laying in the field, right there. Just, man, all the work, all the prep all year. Oh, there's our arrow. That's pretty darn good, I do say. It's pretty soaked. Our mega meat. Man, big cut. That's awesome. Yeah. Holy cow. Look at that. You know, all the hard work and everything we do throughout the whole year, and to have a plan come together. So it's a awesome night.
Congratulations, Matt, on another well-executed hunt and getting your hands on a big Iowa buck. Matt and his family still have some tags in their pocket. They also have a family farm in Wisconsin. So he's still shooting his bow, staying sharp, and I bet it won't be long before Matt or one of his family members is on another buck. Matt's hunt is a great illustration for hunters of the value of being mobile. Studies have shown that deer have incredible memory, and they can actually pattern hunters and learn where those stand and blind locations are if they're alerted to danger year after year after year. A lot of times as hunters, we kind of have our favorite hunting locations and we go in and we just hunt that for XYZ wind or whenever deer move through that area during a certain time of the hunting season. But if you can be mobile and move around, find fresh sign, MRI, the most recent information, that also includes your observations from the stand. If you can move in and get within that effective 30 yards or so, that could be the difference between seeing deer during the hunt or wrapping your tag around a big old buck. Matt had a great hunt during the afternoon of November 1st, a buck right on the tail of a doe. Here at the Proving Grounds too, that same afternoon, Grant was up in the tree and he had a similar encounter. He had a doe come out, buck on her tail grunting. You're not going to want to miss the next video where we share Grant's full hunt. I hope you're able to get outside this week and enjoy the pre-rut or just go on a walk and enjoy creation. But no matter what you're doing, make sure you slow down, listen to the Creator and the purpose He has for your life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.